jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What's good, everyone? WCS back on the Boulevard once again. You already know, first in the building. Bruce, Gas, Boxer, Jazz, and more on deck. Shout out to the OG, man. Salute to you. And once again, appreciate you pulling up, as always, to support the channel, man. Big shout out to everybody else. They may be on their way. I know a lot of people live at the moment, but I had to come on anyway. It's not going to be a long one. I just want to, pretty much emphasize a potential future fight that's on the landscape. As you've probably been seeing in the news, that Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz camp has been going back and forth. Not so much Deontay Wilder, so to speak, but Andy Ruiz's father has said some things about Deontay Wilder. Okay, for those of you that may be new, let me provide you with the update with Deontay Wilder. He is a former WBC heavyweight champion. He was able to successfully defend his titles 10 times, and he was champion over 5 years. His record sits at 43 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw. 42 of those 43 wins coming by way of knockout. His last fight was with Robert Helenius. I think it lasted about 2 seconds. I'm not sure. But Deontay weighed in at 214 and a half, y'all. 214 pounds and a half. And his opponent, Robert Helenius, weighed in 253 and 1/4 pound. This fight was October 2022. Andy Ruiz is a former unified heavyweight champion. Okay? His record sits at 35 victories, 2 defeats, and 22 of those victories have come by way of knockout. His last fight was September 2022 against Luis Ortiz, when he won a unanimous 12-round decision. It all goes back to, a big part of the prize fighting. Prize fighting is an extremely important area of boxing at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? You work your way up the chain of command, of course, to build up your price tag, but you have to have fights that continue to increase your appraisal. You know what I'm saying? Your stock value as a fighter. And in the heavyweight division, that's always the division that runs boxing to a point. It's been areas where it's had some dead space and downtime. For real, it was a point where we went to a Great Depression with the heavyweight division. I remember, all the buzz, just like we get now with Crawford Spence, all the buzz when Wilder and Fury was just in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Heavyweight division was being talked about all the time. When Anthony Joshua was unified champion, heavyweight division was being talked about all the time, trying to get him and Deontay Wilder to fight. I mean, you couldn't come on the YTC without them talking about Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder. I mean, they wanted so many people wanted to see these guys fight. That's when they actually believed that AJ was the man. AJ could do no wrong, man. Aesthetically, this dude had the physique that a lot of people attempted to model the perfect fighter. Real talk. They looked at AJ and they say, man, he's chiseled. You know what I'm saying? He's muscular. He's the right height and everything. And he's light complexion. You know what I'm saying? Not too dark. They try to mirror this man off Muhammad Ali. AJ used to come to the ring, and at one point in time, he was wearing a red garb, red fighting attire. And then he changed it up to white, like Ali. But, at that point in time, if you ever want to look at a fighter who was a paper champion, who was manufactured, who was protected, who was raised up, AJ would be that guy. But I'm not knocking AJ like I did back then. There's no need to, because everything I was saying back then about AJ was pretty much true. You know what I'm saying? Him being robotic, couldn't take a punch, all that. And then when it comes to the Bronze Bomber goes without saying. When he was coming up and he was knocking dudes, putting them to sleep, people just couldn't get over how someone can have the slender build like a 50 cal. You know what I'm saying? Like the arm of a tank. You know what I'm saying? How can somebody be that slim but yet so powerful? Have that much ammunition to their punches. And that's what Deontay Wilder brought. People used to complain about him being technically deficient, how he was dilapidated in the fundamentals of boxing, but yet 2008, he's one of the only fighters to medal. It was crazy, bro. How can this Tuscaloosa, fighter come up through the ranks so fast tracked, so fast, medal bronze, the Bronze Bomber, and then coming to the professional ranks, work him his way up to earn the title shot with Romain Stavern. First time he ever went the distance, but he got it done. And the rest is pretty much history. They was putting opponents in front of this man, and he became a highlight reel. In the meanwhile, the conversation between heavyweights began to kind of spill to the interests of Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz. I mean, not Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua. But Anthony Joshua didn't see it in his hourglass to face Deontay Wilder at the time. Eddie Hearns wasn't really trying to make that fight at all. It was some back and forth going where they was trying to lowball, just like they did Crawford, so to speak. He was trying to lowball him with a flat fee. All the history that we have archived in the boxing annals about how Eddie Hearn tried to lowball Deontay Wilder, and because he didn't really want to make this fight. So now, we have a strange, unique dynamic that took place for Anthony Joshua. People was getting vested interests to get close to this, guy Anthony Joshua. He had fans like you wouldn't believe, especially over here in the U.S. He wasn't really known over here in the U.S., but there was a lot of casual boxing fans that spoke highly of Joshua, and just based off the fact of his fight with Charles Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, huh? Like it really wasn't too much he had going on, except he built himself. He climbed that ladder, and people started to pay attention. So Eddie Hearns tried to gamble. Eddie Hearns said, okay, the first fight, we're coming over here to fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller. And Jarrell, popped dirty for multiple performance enhancing drugs, right? And the last minute replacement would be Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz coming in here to fight Anthony Joshua. People didn't know what to expect. They knew that he could box. They knew he was fundamentally sound. And they knew that a lot of people thought he had beat Joseph Parker, but he didn't get the decision. He gets in there and he really gives Anthony Joshua trouble. You know what I'm saying? He really gives this man trouble, y'all. And I remember hoping that Joshua beat Andy Ruiz because I wanted to see Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. I really did. I wanted to see Deontay go in there and put him to sleep. Excuse me. I wanted to see, Deontay Wilder become undisputed. So I was pulling for Joshua. I didn't want someone else to take, his spot, and then, say it was too easy for Deontay Wilder if he had the opportunity to face this guy, the winner, right? To go in there and knock the smaller guy out, because that's exactly what would have happened. But vintage Eddie Hearns, what did he do? He always put a rematch clause in there. Vintage. You know what I'm saying? You can almost guarantee it's going to be a rematch clause in there when it comes to Mr. Eddie Hearns. You know what I mean? So he gets stopped, loses his title. He being Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? On all fours again, just like he was with Vladimir. You know what I'm saying? All alone, y'all. Y'all have no idea the debates I was in, telling people that Anthony Joshua was overrated, robotic heavyweight, suspect chin and cardio. I put it all out there, y'all. I put it all out there. And it came to fruition the first fight that he pretty much came to the States. Now, it was some cushion out there though, because when they went out there and the search party that they sent to find Vladimir in the mountains when he was retired and say, hey, buddy, how you doing? We just come up here to see if you want to fight. Yeah, we just need, somebody to help dance partner in Wembley with Anthony Joshua for this vacant title. They went up there looking for Vladimir, but no, my brother, no. Me and Vitali, we're doing just fine. We're not looking to come back to the ring anytime soon. What about the money, buddy? We got a nice little check for you. I know you need some more money. So Vladimir gets in the ring with Anthony Joshua and layeth thy hands upon him. He really gave him problems. He really gave Joshua problems. And he wasn't there to basically regain or reclaim his heavyweight status as champion. No, he was just there to be a dance partner. And in the process of dancing, this man found out that he still had moves. He still had the power. He still had the rhythm to beat a mediocre heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. So the referee ended up stopping it in the 11 just to make it right, because it would have went the distance. It would have went the distance. Joshua don't have no cardio. You know what I'm saying? And you got to look at Vladimir. Vladimir wasn't in the best shape of his career, but he was in better shape for Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the XO Factory on deck. What's good with it? Salute to you. Samad Warren on deck. XO say, OGW says, what's good, big bro? I'm on deck. Salute to you, XO. Appreciate you pulling up, brother. Samad Warren, appreciate you pulling up. Yes, sir. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute WCS. Certified, stamp the like button. Big shout out to everyone that's in the building. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to Vladimir winning, you know what I'm saying? He was winning some of those rounds. He was handing Joshua those right hands, man. He was laser sharp. Both got a little sloppy here and there, but Joshua really gassed out, bro. So he was, Vladimir was winning some rounds, man. And it just wasn't supposed to happen. So, like I said, the referee stopped the fight in the 11th round. Okay. That's when I said, the cushion that Joshua was overrated. I looked at all his fights. I said, man, he didn't even win the gold medal round in the London Olympics. He didn't. So all that came full circle when he went in there and got beat by Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz would return to the ring in the sand, right? And in the sand, Andy Ruiz came over there in Saudi. And I said this on my live back then, and I say it now. He came in there with 2 pockets of melted Snicker bars, and he was dipping his hand in there, eating those Snicker bars, caramel and nougat. You know what I'm saying? Just like he had been doing since his last fight with Joshua. putting on those pounds, came in there looking like a goddamn a sea walrus, a motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, a full blown walrus, out of shape. Joshua stayed on the outside, played it safe box. You know what I'm saying? Didn't really take any risks, regained the titles, and really, it was nothing. Nobody had to brag about with Andy. It was said that he was out there just spending money. He wasn't taking it serious. His dad was like he was barely coming to the gym. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude just disappointed us, man. He was the first Mexican heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? And no, John Ruiz wasn't Mexican. I try to tell people that all the time, okay? He's the first Mexican heavyweight. And for a Mexican now to become the first Mexican heavyweight, he absolutely did not have any intention of staying at the top for a very long time, especially not coming to the gym. And it was a big fallout with him and the team and all that. So, Andy Ruiz kept on fighting when he fought, Now that Deontay Wilder went to through the trilogy, a very, very tough trilogy with Tyson Fury, the current reigning WBC heavyweight champion, and considered the number one heavyweight champion. Deontay Wilder showed once again that he has incredible heart. He is willing. He was willing to face the one of the biggest heavyweights in the business. And 2 out of the 3, he was unsuccessful in earning victories. He was stopped. He was stopped twice. One, it was controversial with the towel thrown in. We already know, but flat out the trilogy. The third one, he was knocked out. And for Deontay Wilder, I believe he really wanted to go out on his shield his way, and he went further than he did the rematch when Mark Breland threw in the towel. He went further in the trilogy. And I got mad respect for Wilder. You know what I'm saying? I got mad respect for Wilder because, I have a chance to see the brother do what he do. Unfortunately, we live in a bubble, so to speak, where certain other people influences or whatever. But still, at the end of the day, Wilder's one of my best heavyweights of this era. He's my Muhammad Ali this era. I could really care about what people have to say about his fighting style and the way he looked. I've seen this man in person, and I'm not say, dang, he is extremely slim dude. He dresses well. You know what I'm saying? He stays in shape. He's not fat. And people still give these excuses about Deontay Wilder not looking the part. Like I told people this before, how I look at that. Deontay Wilder was blessed differently from the Most High, right? He always talk about how his grandma say he was anointed. And I say, man, for him to talk about religion and everything, I think deep down inside, he totally gets it, that in order for somebody to basically replicate what he was able to do, the way he came up fast track through the Olympics and to have success he did as a heavyweight champion, God had to bless you. Just look at these two fighters right here. People may not look at blessings because they're busy looking at finger pointing and judging people, right? But Deontay has one of the most powerful right hands ever in the sport of boxing. For him to generate that power without having a huge base is incredible. Gervonta Davis to be his height and to generate that power that he generates is blessings. These two individuals blessed in different ways. Deontay has the height, not too big of a guy, not too big of a guy. He wasn't meant to be big, but the guns that you hold in your hand, the rifles, those high caliber rifles, you can hold them in your hand and they're very slim, but they pack a punch, right? And that's somewhat like Deontay's left and right hand. He packs a punch, man. He packs an incredible punch. Gervonta Davis the same way. So during his tenure, you know what I'm saying, Wilder, man, It's been a minute since I talked in length to Wilder. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since because I used to talk all the time. Wilder, the main reason is that I've been trying to wait and see what he has on the horizon. I really want to see what he has on the horizon as far as big fights, because I don't see him fighting Tyson Fury anytime soon. But also, him knocking out Helenius was vintage Deontay Wilder when he was coming up as a champion. He was closing dudes out. I mean, look how long it took him to close out Dominique Brazil, like 2 minutes and 13 seconds or something like that. I mean, of the first round. I mean, he blasted him. So now Andy Ruiz, father, puts out there to the media allegedly that Deontay Wilder them sent them a horrible offer or something like that. So when I initially read it, right, I said, this is a little bit of entitlement coming from somebody who was paid twice and chose to come back into this rematch extremely obese, right? So he's had his little share of smelling how the roses grow at the top of the summit. Andy Ruiz has had that opportunity, but as a heavyweight champion, he hasn't accomplished more than Deontay Wilder. Period. He hasn't accomplished more than the Bronze Bomber. Nowhere close to accomplishing more. You know what I'm saying? You was unified champion for a sunset. You know what I'm saying? A couple of sunsets. You was unified champion. Then you come in there and just have one of the most boringest fights in heavyweight history as a unified champion. So now Deontay Wilder come around and y'all saying he sent you a horrible offer. What's a horrible offer? What is a horrible offer for somebody who came in there for a rematch, and that rematch was horrible? It was one of the most boringest freaking fights we've seen when titles was on the line, period. And how do people even think? How would Team Ruiz think? How can you even fathom? How can you even fathom thinking that you are 50-50 with somebody who reigned for over 5 years with 10 successful title defenses? How can you even fathom, bro? How can you even fathom, man? He went a trilogy with Tyson Fury. A full 3 fights, memorable heavyweight fights with Tyson Fury. And now you believe that the work that he put in, the damage that he took, is comparable to you? It's comparable to you to believe that you and Wilder is a 50-50 fight? Come on, man. That is lunacy. That is lunacy. You can get a freaking legal team, you can get a manager, you can get anybody to damn ask that question to. That's lunacy to think that you held a title for 2.5 sunsets and a rainstorm, and you come back in here talking about, it's a 50-50 fight. It's nowhere close to being a 50-50 fight. Yeah, you was unified champion, but how many times did you defend it? How many times did you defend those unified straps, bro? And why weren't you able to defend those straps? So that is what is active right now in the media. You have, the Bronze Bomber Deontay Wilder awaiting. I'm awaiting, like many others, to see who he's fighting next. He's a showtime attraction. You know what I'm saying? He's a highlight reel puncher. This man has endured some of the most toxic venom of hatred that you can endure. Real talk. I know we're going through the process with Crawford right now, but I truly believe that when Deontay was receiving this hate, it still has a gap ahead of the hate that Crawford is receiving. Real talk. This man received an incredible amount of hate, man, for people that really wasn't fucking with Fury, but for some reason they didn't like Deontay Wilder. They didn't like him, bro. And to hear people talk about it, like this is insanely, you know, it's only one way, you know, to say this is insanely retarded because Crawford and Deontay Wilder. I know Crawford has nothing to do with this, but you're talking about two dark skinned brothers, right? Both have solidified their place in history. One does not have the technical display that people would like to see, but he's giving you the end results of putting his opposition lights out. Flip the switch, it's dark, gone, putting lights out. Then you have Crawford, who is technically proficient. He is technically proficient. All around, this guy can box. All around, he can box on the outside, the inside. You know what I'm saying? Very sound. He gets rated high when it comes to his boxing technical ability, his boxing curriculum. He is receiving just as much hate as Wilder. It's incredible. Anyway, back to Wilder. Wilder is at a point right now where you can say a lot of those people that was hating on him, give him his respect for going into a trilogy the way he did with Fury and showing exactly what he was trying to tell people in the beginning, but they didn't want to hear it. It's almost like Deontay Wilder had to go through the most to the most darkest adversity and getting stopped in two fights, you know, for people to finally stand up and clap. You know what I'm saying? People were supporting Wilder. They were. It was people like myself and many others that was reporting Wilder, supporting him, right? And understanding that this is the sweet science at the end of the day. The sweet science consists of boxers that are not technically sound and boxers who are technically sound. The sweet science is a collective recipe of many type of styles. The sweet part about it is that if a fighter can allow itself to remediate enough, you know what I'm saying, to the point where he can teach or produce that curriculum in a way that people look at him and say, oh my God, okay, so and so, they, you know what I'm saying, they're a little broken up in areas, you know what I'm saying, a little undeveloped, but oh man, I like this area, I like that area, I like when they do this, and this. That's a sweet science. And that's what Wilder had. Wilder had that unique dynamic to go in there and land the shot. All he need was a 1 to 2 second window. That's all he needed to land the shot. So when it comes to Andy Ruiz stepping in there with the bronze bomber and not even getting past negotiations, you know, do you not want to become a part of the burial ground? Do you not want to have your headstone? You know what I'm saying? Are you not trying to rest in Tuscaloosa? Are you trying your best not to become a victim? Because this is about time now. It's about time, bro. It is about time that you stepped in and fought somebody other than Joshua. It's about time, bro. You know what I'm saying? You already fought one of Deontay's common opponents, Luis Ortiz, and you beat him. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong there, Andy Ruiz? You beat him. You beat Luis Ortiz. Deontay Wilder fought that man when he was undefeated. You know what I'm saying? A long time, and Luis Ortiz had 2 losses, and both of those losses came from the bronze bomber. It's about time for you and Wilder to fight. Don't make it about money. Come on, man. You're trying to say, oh, well, I'm a pretty much ride off what you've been able to accomplish without really giving you credit for the accomplishment. I think what I was able to do to Joshua, I deserve to get paid. No, that's long gone, man. Come on, bro. That's long gone. Like that was back in 2019, bro. That was back in 2019 that you lost your titles in a rematch. December 2019. You lost your titles, bro, in a rematch. You couldn't even defend them successfully. But yet you want to come over here, the Wilder, and you want to make it all about the dinero. That's what got you in trouble the first time. I don't get into money. I'm not the boxer you are, like everything else. But if you ask anybody as far as who's did what, they're going to tell you that you don't even come close to what Deontay was able to do when he was reigning and defending. You don't even come close, bro. Not to mention the bronze medal. I mean, are the fans going to be able to see this fight? I have no idea, man. Would I watch it? Yeah, of course. I will watch this fight from Wilder. I will watch him fighting any of the top dogs. I was hoping Anthony Joshua would be, the next in line. But somehow, some way, Anthony Joshua, he trying his damnedest to get knocked out before he step in there so he won't have to take that other sleeping pill, bro. It's just crazy. Like why Joshua needs to fight somebody before then. Just be safe. You know what I'm saying? Play it safe, bro. Unless you're about to fight Abraham Lincoln. I would stay my ass, just safe, so you can finally get this fight. Cause goddamn it, people are gonna be tuned in to Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. They're gonna be tuned in. They're gonna be tuned in. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. People gonna be tuned in. But if AJ goes in there and take a loss, it's over. Nobody wants to see you on Wilder anymore. You take another loss before this fight, they don't want to see you, because both of y'all have taken losses. Both of you all have lost your titles, but this is a fight that's long time coming. Real talk. This is long time coming. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. People want to see it. So everybody's tuned in for Andy Ruiz. I can't tell you if he's gonna just, this guy may be at the end of his career. He know it. He wanna high dollar fights. He want to step in there with that hitter that he's been hearing about for the longest of time, and he want to get a paycheck, man. Not just any paycheck. He want that paycheck to be heavy enough for him to say, okay, cool. That's good enough for me to go ahead and take a nap. Because people really don't get paid for taking a naps. Like that's good enough for me to go ahead and take a nap now. Make sure you put that A on my headstone, Andy Ruiz Jr. Okay, make sure you get that correct on my headstone. All right, and what's those numbers looking like? Let me see those commas. Okay, those commas look good. All right, right. Okay. Yeah. All right, that's what Andy's looking for. Andy just wants the paycheck to be nice because he know he's about to take a nap, and that dirt, you know what I'm saying? That dirt gonna feel different. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna feel different than silk sheets. That dirt gonna feel different. You're gonna have to get used to it for a minute until your spirit rise up out there, Andy. But you're going to the cemetery too, bro. I just hope it's sometime in 23, in the next couple months, that we able to get this fight official. It's not an easy fight for Wilder, with Anthony Joshua on the horizon. I'm not saying that like him having a chance to lose. No, I'm just saying Andy should be a pretty decent opponent. Like I said, he's coming off a fight with Luis Ortiz. Man. It should be pretty decent. Let me get to the chat. What's up with that? What's going on the pennant? He said, can you imagine if Zhali Zhang Zhali Zhang, I'm just gonna say Zhang, became the first Chinese heavyweight champion of the world? What is there to imagine? I already seen Wally Zhang, the first Chinese MMA champion at strawweight division in MMA, become champion. I mean, what is that gonna do? Like, what am I supposed to do? Jump up and click my heels? You know how long I've been watching boxing? I seen Wally Zhang over there, female, win her championship against Jessica Andrade, stoppage in the first round to become the strawweight women's champion, the first Chinese mixed martial arts world champion. So Shane, if he become heavyweight champion, he become heavyweight champion. I'm not gonna be running down in the street, man. I'm spoiled. You know how many U.S. heavyweight champions that we've seen over here? We know, you see how many neighboring heavyweight champions that we had. You know, I was around for the Klitschko brothers when they was doing their thing. Come on, bro. I know you didn't mean that by it, but I'm not. I'm not sitting up here, jumping up for joy. Can Andy beat Wilder? I don't know. We have to see how much Wilder has left in the tank, but 60-40 should be fair for both. I don't know why people need to see how much Deontay Wilder has left, and they're not keeping the same energy for Anthony Joshua. Why has he showed anybody in the first part of the first round, the first minute of the first round? Has he showed any signs that he didn't have anything left? Come on, Don Dada. Come on, Don Dada. Talk to me now. Has he shown in that short period, that speckle under the microscope, that speck of time? You know what I'm saying? That speck when he put that right hand on Robert Helenius. Come on now. Come on, man. You trolling a little bit, man. And he wants more money to get knocked out. I mean, that's an expensive nap, man. He wants to make Wilder pay for that nap. He want Wilder to pay for that nap. That's all. You talking about somebody who got dropped by Chris Arreola. He wants to get paid to sleep. Andy Ruiz want to make this a funded sleep study. That's what it's going to turn into. A funded sleep study. That's what it is. Black versus Brown sales. I don't see where Wilder gets a better payday unless it's AJ versus Fury. He's supposed to get AJ at the end of the year. This is just an in-between fight. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be like an in-between fight, man. Shout out to Andrew Charles in the building. This is a matchup I've wanted to see since we slayed AJ. But if it's already turned into a purse split debate, count me out. I'm over that shit. Yeah, we over that. Especially, going through what we went through at the back end of 2022, right? Ain't nobody trying to talk about no motherfucking purse split. Man, we are dehydrated, exhausted off that shit. We ain't trying to hear that. They just got to give Ruiz a nice guarantee on top, and he'll come around. I mean, dude, I'm pretty sure. I heard Deontay Wilder responded to this. He said he didn't even talk any money over with Ruiz's father, with Ruiz Sr. He never talked any money. He never discussed any money with this guy. So what is he talking about? Like they offered him a horrible deal. Like he said he didn't discuss no money with his pops. Maybe that's just a ploy or them trying to deflect what's really going on. Like, come on, man. Did they take money or not? I mean, did they discuss money or not? And it's the Buster Douglas of this generation. Dang, I mean, that's coming from Bruce, man. And he ain't lying, man. Buster Douglas didn't fare well in his first title defense. You know what I'm saying? He didn't fare well in keeping that title. He didn't do well as a champion. But shout out to Buster Douglas for having a moment, for getting off the canvas. Hey, Bruce, I got to come back and grab a rose or two there, Bruce. I had to grab a rose or something. I had to grab a rose and say, here, Buster, get up. Thank you. What a fight. Keep fighting. Go ahead. You got it. Oh, my God. Hey, pick another rose over there. Give him two. Okay, that's 4 right there. Hey, Buster. What a fight. You made history. Here go 4 roses for you. I don't know what you're going to do in the rematch, but God damn it, you did it. He did it. I still remember that. But Deontay Wilder, I really want to see him and Anthony Joshua. Real talk. I really want to see him and Joshua. I will watch him and Andy Ruiz, but it's not him and AJ. So shout out to the Bronze Bomber, man. You know what I'm saying? Hope everything is going well with him and his training. Malik and whoever else is training. I know Joey Scott is his strength and conditioning over there. Coach Cuz, Willie Lowe, all them cats, JD's, they're still together. I'm not sure. But yeah, awesome time being able to cover him when he was reigning defending champion. Awesome time, man. Awesome time. And I will always cherish that picture that I took. The two that I took with Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? In fight camp. It was good shit, man. He was reigning defending heavyweight champion, one of the best heavyweight champions of this era while I was living. You know what I'm saying? I always cherish his professionalism because, you know, regardless of who around him think of what they think, they can't take that away from me. You know what I'm saying? They can't take away my interview that I had with the champ. The champ never acted like an asshole. He was always approachable. I never really had no conversation with him outside of just the interview. I mean, that's a lot of people with me because real talk, I don't give off that vibe. Like, I don't talk to people like I do on here. You know, if I know you, yeah. But I'm just not a talkative person. Real talk. I'm not really that dude that always want to be in a conversation. I'll talk my shit on, you know, if I know you. But besides that, I don't really got. I really don't do it. But you know, yeah, man. I salute the champ, man. You know, good guy. I don't know how many times I defended people that were saying he was classless and he was dissed. I say, how can you say that? I watched this man give people what they asked for, like bomb squad, interviews, pictures. Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? I know I said what I said about dissing myself from him because the LDBC. It's not nothing personal against Deontay. It's just I don't want them to think they have control over me supporting the champ or anything I gotta say about the champ. You know what I'm saying? That's between Deontay and 78. You know what I'm saying? That's between them. But I'll tell you like this. I mean, I have enough footage that I'm cool with what I got. You know what I'm saying? I just hope Deontay continue to win on the back end of his career, make as much money as possible, and really you know, get his businesses together outside of the sport and be successful. Real talk. That's what I see, man. Shout out to Marcellus. I don't know him like that, but you know, like I tell people, Marcellus, when he was facing adversity doing his fights, he even did an interview. He even gave me an interview. He wasn't even, you know, I don't care what they say about him. He wasn't on no bullshit. He wasn't acting stuck up or nothing. He talked about, you know, losing the fight or whatever. You know, you talking about a star athlete in football. He wasn't on no bullshit like a lot of these fighters, man. I'm serious. Like a lot of these fighters, they wouldn't even talk to you about a situation of adversity they went through. Michaela Mayer, they wouldn't even give you the time of day. But he sat up there with everybody around before we went into the weigh-ins. He chopped it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing bad to say about none of them cats, man. None of them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Wilder, bro. Shout out to the heavyweight champ. You know, the bronze bomber, Olympian. Good times, bro. Let me see what's in the chat. He said, for what I heard, they said Andy a contract, and Andy said they're ongoing negotiation, but he's hoping the fight get finalized. You gotta get that money straight, bro. Andy trying to get that cash out, bro. That's what Andy's trying to do. Why would Wilder be discussing anything with Andy's pop? Is he professionally involved in Andy's career? I didn't think he was. Straight up. But he's in the media, though. You know, he's up here, you know, talking that talk, man, like he's involved. You know how that goes, man. They might have reconciled by now. I don't know. One hit wonder, that's harsh, but could be right. If Bruce said it now, if Bruce said it, hey, Bruce will talk about all the damn, vintage history of boxing. But when he take a shot at somebody now, shit. I mean, I don't hear him taking a shot at boxers like that all the time. But he ain't wrong. That one hit was the best upset of this lame ass era win. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy how people don't see the shallow depth of killers in the heavyweight division or in a lot of these divisions. It's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult to have a ranking system where the top 10 in each sanctioned bodies are hitters. And a lot of these guys that are ranked in the top 10 may be potentially ranked in all 4 sanctioning bodies or not. But just to think how people look at it like, oh, you ain't fought nobody. You ain't fought nobody. You ain't fought nobody. Well, boxing doesn't produce fighters out of the laboratory, onto the conveyor belts, a Model T design, with a number, a barcode on their neck, 168 P30-86. That's not what we're dealing with. So you're going to get the ones that you get. That's what you're going to get, man. You're going to get some guys that you know, and you're going to get some guys that you say, hell no. No. Dollar say, regardless of AJ Wilder, I still think Wilder versus Ruiz is a fight that should happen. Imagine Ruiz beating 2 out of 3 of the top heavyweights of this era. No, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that. Because he's definitely not beating Wilder. He's definitely not beating Wilder. 2 fights in 4 years isn't a very good demand for a 50-50 split. And one of those fights, being Chris Areola now. And Chris Areola putting those paws on him and knocking him down in round 2. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, bro. Come on. This dude is trying to carry that unified bragging rights. Hey, man, look what I did back in June of 2019, dude. Look what I did, man. I did it. I won. I mean, look, can you imagine? Could you imagine the elevation that Andy Ruiz was on when he won those titles? Oh my God. I bet it was exhilarating. Serious. I mean, to be able to accomplish what he did in a fight that he was a last minute replacement, sort of, kind of. And he beat Anthony Joshua, when they was just like, Anthony Joshua's the man of all men in the heavyweight division. He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Cap. Ruiz priced himself out of Fury fight, and now he's gonna blow this one. If he does, man, it has to do with his team. It has to do with greed. That's what it has to do with, bro. It has to do with greed, man. That's what it has to. That's what it has to deal with. David says that's very true. Wilder gets a lot of hate because they're affiliated with him. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But like I said before, I got mad respect for him. I don't care about all the other stuff, really. It's unfortunate. But when I was covering him, I didn't see none of them dudes. None of them. Nada. That's all I'm saying. I didn't see none of them. I got countless footage of everybody that was in there. I didn't see none of them dudes. None of them. But truth be told, man, it is what it is, man. We'll see how this plays out in the upcoming months. You know what I'm saying? It gives Dundada a little bit of time to, jump back on the Wilder, support community, jump back in the Wilder support community and be a true dedicated Wilder fan and stop showing up in the chat, still having some type of animus towards the champ. You know what I'm saying? Show that love. You know what I'm saying? Show that black man love, done, dollar. You know what I'm saying? Up here talking about Andy Ruiz going, oh, it'd be imagine if he beat 2 out. Man, come on. He ain't beating Wilder, dog. He ain't beating Wilder. I hope he coming in there in the best shape of his life because I don't want him coming there looking like he did with Joshua. I want him to have the best shape of his life. And so it'd be no excuses, man. Real talk. I hope he gets it done. I hope he got down, cracks that weight off and come in the best shape of his life. Seriously. But until next time, shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing on deck, man. Salute to your blunts. The gold is in the building. I think I said that earlier, but hey man, y'all hold it down. I'm not gonna stay on here too long tonight. But yeah, continue to support the channel, man. Hit the like button on your way out. As always, thanks to everyone who supports the channel. Every time get the notification, drop in. Until next time, man, I'm out. Peace.